guys, Raven here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're playing Lake of Voices again. Just to let you know, this video may be shorter than the last, because 40 minutes, it takes a lot of time to export that with the type of internet I have. It's very slow, so, yeah. Even worse for the Marie's room, that took me hours, but, yeah. Also, I did not mention last time, but I really love the music in this game. It really fits the theme, and I just find it kind of calming, I guess. Is that just me? But, yeah, let's see if we're gonna get introduced to some new characters. This was the last save we had. Let's go. Oh, wow, I accidentally skipped something. History. Let's go back. Sorry, guys. I was lagging. Oh, we're all okay. Okay. You know what? We skipped very unimportant dialogue, and I don't really want you guys to see lagging footage, so let's just continue. Yes, I think we'll be good here. But really, thank you. That was a very kind offer. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember now. Well, alright. Margaret respects our decision and trots ahead a bit to catch back up with the guide, he who has paid no mind to the entire affair. It's Bamel. So I don't want to sound like a child, but how much longer until we arrive at the halfway point? Margaret chuckles, reflecting the amusement I don't want to vocalize. We still have some ways to go. Damn. I suppress my laughter yet again at his pouting response. The gloom we've been under dissipates slightly, like light flickering through the fog. The first trial tends to be the most difficult. I believe we will only react better from this point on. Okay. I like the way you think. Then a gleam enters Bamel's eyes, and he grins. I think Kika deserves a round of applause. Her quick reflexes are owed the utmost appreciation. I don't think so. I mean, that was very easy to get past. I just had to click, like, really quickly. It gave me, like, 10 seconds. He leaned softly into my shoulder, trying to get me to... What? It was indeed a sight. You're quite capable. Bamel was also a sight, but for very different reasons. The way he froze with his mouth all agape was a laugh in itself. Bamel shakes a fist at Margaret in mock anger, then shoots me an affectionate look. You should know, she and I are usually on equal footing. The only reason you had footing at all is because she pulled you back. Bamel laughed self-consciously, scratching his head. That's very true. You can always count on Kika. I keep my eyes steadily ahead, unsure how I should respond. I am pleased, almost grateful to hear what they think of me, but I don't know what I could say that wouldn't seem pathetic. Instead, I contribute the best way I can. I keep my focus on the path ahead of us. Without a response from me, the conversation quickly dies out. Still, it eases my heart to be on such friendly terms with my companions. Yay. Or on friendly terms with anyone. Uh-oh. After some time, I notice Margaret isn't keeping up with the guide as much as she was before. I realize it's because the guide has increased his pace. Margaret begins to jog in an effort to keep up with him. Was that a noise in the game or out of the game? I can't tell. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was a weird noise. Margaret begins to jog in an effort to keep up with him, and Bamel and I do the same. Despite this, the guide keeps getting further away. We go faster and faster until suddenly we're full on sprinting across the slickwood boards. Oh no. Figures in the dark fog fly past us in a blur, and it occurs to me the branching paths and the bridge appear to be sinking. Oh no! I try hard to swallow my rising panic. The guide shouts something, but it's drowned out by the frantic pounding of our footsteps. I'm trying to piece together what he said. Don't stop, turn. When he takes a masterfully sharp right down a different path, using his own momentum and the sleek wood to slide into the new direction with no loss of speed. Margaret must not have worked out the warning either, as she is completely caught off guard by the guide's change in course. She runs straight ahead past the turn and continues down the path. She's gonna die. She clumsily begins to hold the momentum down the wrong bridge. Then I come upon a fork. Turn. Okay. I make a hard turn, following the guide and leaving Margaret at the rear. Oh no. Bamel's footsteps stay as loud as they were before. He's made the turn as close behind me as ever. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Margaret turn around and try to come back to us, only to have the bridge in front of her fall away. Oh no. I slow down for a breath, feeling the impulse to turn back, but ignore it. There's no time Margaret can make the jump and she'll rejoin us. I keep my eyes glued to my guide's back, ears perked for Margaret's footsteps approaching behind us. Then I hear it. A scream. I whip around, sliding to a stop. Margaret is sinking the bridge as she's disappearing. She didn't jump. What are you doing? Margaret's head shoots up, her face drained of all color. Jump! She stumbles near the edge of the bridge, staring at the... Oh my god, she's so annoying! She tries to jump and she curves into a small arc, achieving more height than she should, and lands directly in... Are you kidding me? Margaret, I didn't like you that much, but I didn't want you to die. Bamel starts behind me, but I grab his hand and pull. We start running again, leaving Margaret flailing in the water behind us. Well, at least it's not me or Bamel. Okay, we don't need to watch this. We both know exactly what will happen to her now. Margaret's anguished cries pierce the night, then the screaming stops. My legs grow weak. It isn't right, but I push myself to keep going. Mel curses between heavy breaths. Inevitability. Okay, I feel really bad, but whatever. Calling those things every foul name in his large book. I try to focus on the pounding of my feet, but my brain won't cooperate. Instead, I imagine Margaret's terror as she's clawed to pieces by the Nixie. After everything, I didn't help her. We left her in the dark. As the night wears on, our strength rapidly fades. How much longer will this last? People have to rest sometime. Almost as if in response to my thought, the guide abruptly halts. I skid to a stop as well, sliding on the surface of the wood. Why do we stop? Mel's voice is tired, but his guard is up. The guide doesn't answer, just stares at something slightly out of view. I step up to join him, following his gaze further down the path. I saw him on the cover. He looked cool. Okay, he's a new person. There, curled in a little ball illuminated by the lantern's light, cowers a person. His hands grip his head, and he rocks from side to side, mumbling incoherently. It's a man. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. Please, I'm sorry. Uh-oh. I guess he let someone die on accident. I'm struck with an array of questions. What is going on? Why would he wander out onto the bridges on his own? Did he make it this far by himself? Were there others with him? If that's somehow the case, I can't blame him for the state of shock he's in. The man stops mumbling. He glances above him, seemingly only just now having strength to lift his head. His expression, the deepest sadness, along with the clear markings of terror, are scrawled across his face. I stare at him in shock, not sure what to do. Leave him. No! Bring him with us! I snap my eyes away from the man and instead the guy's cold, implacable face. Okay. No, we can't just leave him here. Without light, it's certain he'll die. He won't make it regardless. The guy turns to look at us, his eyes seemingly glow from the closest of his lantern. For the first time, I feel uncomfortable in his presence. Whoever shelters him will only risk dragging themselves down with him. Leave him. I glance at my partner, but Mel is outraged. I'm trying to think of some kind of compromise when the guide speaks again, his voice cutting. If the man comes, then whoever is shielding him will have to remain at a distance from the rest of the group. Far enough that you can't see me, just my light. That is how you will travel across the bridges. I didn't agree to lead this man, and I won't. If you ask me to, I will leave you all behind. Oh, no. I want him to come with us, but I don't want to leave the guide. Adrenaline surges through my veins and I tense up. It's a painful reminder that the guide isn't here to save our lives, but merely to show us the way. We're on our own. But Mel and I frantically share more looks between each other, trying to communicate without words. Neither of us have a desire to speak and be the first to make the choice. Oh, he's cool looking. I like him. Okay, the man is standing now, though, still hunched with his arms wrapped around himself, as if expecting a blow. He stares at the ground rather than at us. Because of this, I'm having trouble reading his face. What exactly happened to him? Okay. Are you well, stranger? Do you know where you are and why you're here? He glances up, not at me, but towards me. I like him. Okay, his eyes resting somewhere near my collarbone. I'm fine. You all can go on your way. Forget you even saw me here. Aw, that's absurd. You have no way to defend yourself. We can't leave you. Yes, I'm sure in your eyes I might not seem like much, but that's not exactly a fair shake. What is he? Maybe in a perfect world, every man would be as large as you, but that's not how things always go. It doesn't mean I'm defenseless. Yeah, I like this character. Bring him with us. Okay. The man's response is meandering. The words themselves seem to be in good jest, but he's still barely looking at us, fidgeting with his hands. Bamel frowns, unimpressed. It was a joke. He smiles hesitantly, making eye contact with each of us for the first time. Okay. I like him. What part of it was supposed to be the joke? Do you even realize what is happening in the moment? Never mind. Forget that too. Point is, I'm alright. You have found yourself out alone and unlit on Sinlos. Exactly. Something must be wrong with you. Oh no, sounds like you've been talking with my father. What? He lets out a weak little laugh coupled with an eyebrow raised, voice trembling. No one really knows what to make of this. The man gives a small wave and begins down the... No, come with us! Mel huffs, tossing his hands into the air. That's not even the right way. It is for me. Oh, you must have come quite a ways if it's the other shore you started on. The man's smile grows. Good. That's not so bad. There is no response to this remark, unsure of what could be said. I still think he should come with us. A person needs a light, and the guide himself said he won't be able to manage on his own. Sticking with us is his best option. I look over at the man's body, noting the scrawniness of his limbs. Scrawny, but not necessarily lacking in muscle. The bravado he was showing as he tried to leave us has faded yet again. So he's just putting up an act, okay? And now he's standing quietly, looking at us as if watching a play. Interest, but no true connection to the events. It's easy for you to say such things, but whose light are you offering? It's not mine, and you are putting her in even more danger with your own presence already. Her? What? Mel's hands turn... Oh, is he talking about Kika, or is he referencing the guy? I don't know anymore. Either I'm stupid, or I'm tired. Okay. But Mel's hands turn into fists. He looks away, but doesn't say anything. For a moment, no one does. I feel cold sweat on my brow as what I feared comes to pass. He's stopping us from protecting another. Why must he get involved now? Why can he not leave us to make our own decisions? You... Don't worry about me. I'll be on my way now. The man's voice is full of something I cannot place, and he starts to shuffle back down the way we came, arms still clenched around himself. I know the guide wants to act as though there is no option, however I could stay back with him. It'll put Bamel and I and myself at significantly more risk, but at least this man will stand a chance. I have to. He's a really cool character. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. But I don't want to die. Oh my god. I didn't save before either, so I have to stay this route. Oh, come on. Well, I could just go to the... Okay. I straighten my arm out like a rod, blocking his progress past me. He stops, perplexed. I'm not afraid to stay behind as long as Bamel can remain up front with you in your light. The guy doesn't say anything, doesn't even blink. Bamel smiles sadly at me. One can always count on you, Kika. The man, meanwhile, stands with his mouth agape, truly and genuinely shocked. Well, what will it be? That is fine by me. I can stay on the fringes of your light. That way you won't have to worry about a repeat of what happened earlier. The guy doesn't acknowledge him. He stares at the stranger. The man shakes under the attention. No, really, I can just go on my own. It's fine. I step closer to him, lending the support he seems to desperately need. You do not need to go this alone. I will protect you. The man stares at me. I return his gaze, willing him to see my certainty. There need to be no more blood spilled tonight. Slowly the fear melts off his face, replaced with something like resignation. Then he drops his gaze to the floor. Okay. Alright. I grasp his shoulder and turn to the rest of the group. You should get a head start, correct? You'll have to put some distance between us. The guy seems to agree as he starts to walk away without another word. Mel smiles, first at the stranger and then at me. Take care back here, alright? We'll all be together again when we reach the halfway island. It won't be too much longer now. If this game ends with, like, me, the only one left alive, I might just cry. I'm getting attached. Okay. We'll have a nice little camp out, and you can properly introduce yourself to us, maybe even tell a real joke or two. The man emits a nervous little laugh and ducks his head. The prospect must not be enticing to him. With the stranger having pulled himself out of the conversation, Bamel looks seriously at me. I'm sorry to put you in even more... Stop. Bamel shakes his head, still smiling. I don't begrudge you at all. In fact, I'm glad you did. All I want is for you to remember that goal, each of us together on the island, and then on the other shore, safe. This isn't about what our job is or where other people need us to be. I nod in response. Bamel opens his mouth and closes it. He swallows hard. You two... I'm surprised to hear his voice wavering slightly. He swallows again, then continues. You two should look out for each other. Aw, this is sad. A little bit, but hopefully Bamel doesn't die, because... okay. Because obviously Kika and him are like best friends. He takes a few steps back, as if to go, but his eyes don't leave mine. He hesitates for a moment, then he crosses back to me and puts a hand on my shoulder. He smiles at me, a smile full of pride and nervousness and fear. I smile back, doing my best to communicate my gratitude and my resolve. I can't tell whether he understands. He softly glides his hand down the width of my arm before moving away for good. The guide's figure disappears, with only his lantern to lead the way. Mel is finally forced to leave us behind and catch up with him. I watch him disappear into the fog, an odd feeling in the pit of my stomach. I cannot recall the last time I had difficulty seeing someone leave. You should go after them. I start. I almost forget the man was there, standing right next to me. Now he looks at me with desperate eyes. You don't need to do this. What? I'd rather know you returned to them safe, and that you all had the chance to make it back together. The way they acted, having to go on without you, no one would feel that way for me. I'm not worth it. It's not... I stop unable to say the last word. Can I claim that he's wrong? This is the one thing he has seemed sure of, and I do not know him. Empty platitudes may be worse than nothing at all. He smirks at my mumbling reply. I'm caught off guard by the change, with only that it seems he's in his element. It's true. He continues to grin, more so to himself than me. You lot certainly made a scene, huh? That's nice, being loved and all. Oh, I feel so bad, I want to hug him. Okay. He clarifies after I must have given an undesired reaction to their statement. I am so disconnected with myself, I am unsure if surprise appeared on my face or if it was a lack of emotion that put him off. I don't know exactly what kind of love it is you share, but there has to be a bond in that group of yours. I mean, especially with the big one. You wouldn't look at anyone like that. He laughs and then speaks quietly. It doesn't matter. I can still try for the other shore. Go. I'm definitely staying. Okay. My certainty shocks him. I can tell immediately he has returned to his meeker self. The man starts to speak again, but I interrupt. We should start walking. That should be enough of a head start for them. He hesitates a moment and ultimately begins walking at my side. I'm relieved. I can never be quite sure what will come from this one. We move in silence. The man doesn't seem to want to speak anymore, but he keeps glancing at me as if expecting something. Somehow his odd behavior is comforting rather than disconcerting. Perhaps it's because he's more nervous about all this than I am. It's putting me at ease, making me feel more capable. I shouldn't allow myself to get comfortable, however. We're in a more dangerous position than ever. The whispering from the lake, so faint after Mel's close call, now surges forth. It grows nigh unbearable. The creatures teeming below the surface. I dare not speculate on what has them so excited. Have you a name? The man chuckles dryly. Barely. I don't really know what I am to take from that. This time his laugh is more of a bark, quickly out and swallowed back up. Then he frowns. Lou. Only 2 letters. So barely. I like that name, okay? It's a good name, okay? It's unique. I've never seen anyone with a name that's 2 letters. You're cool, okay? It's... Stop. He's kind of like me, though. Like, very self-conscious, very nervous, very awkward, not confident. Like that. I see. What are you doing out here without the guide? Perhaps the question isn't appropriate to ask. After all, only the darkest of circumstances spurs someone to cross Sinlos. But this situation is very strange. I might even go far to say it's suspicious. I know that's not fair, but I can't help it. Years spent anticipating danger have made me wary. That's a good question. I'm not sure I know myself. What does that mean? Is that some sort of joke too, or do you genuinely not remember how you arrived where you are? No, it wasn't a joke, or, well, there is a point to it all. Then his voice, already by nature light and airy, drops to a whisper. But I don't know why I even tried. You'd think that I'd be able to call a spade already, right? He looks up, noticing my gaze, still leveled at him. Then he shrugs. I'd rather not talk about it. As what has become the norm, I don't fully understand what he means, but I can at least guess that he's not very happy with himself at present. And like it or not, he won't be sharing his real reasons with me. What about you? What brings you out on this little adventure? People, on the other side, people who need my help. You have someone waiting on you, then why are you risking yourself on me instead of worrying about what's going to happen to them? I feel my brows furrow from the speck of alarm. Is that really what he took from this? I survey his face with a flick of my eyes, but there is no mischievous gleam to his look now. He's serious. We hold eye contact for a moment until he yet again stares down at the ground. Sorry, I didn't mean to be disrespectful. It just fell out somehow. I wasn't thinking. Yes. He shoots back up at me, eyes wide. That was the obvious answer. I'm not going to be mean. Of course I'm going to be there for those counting on me, but you aren't nothing. I won't simply turn my back on you. He smiles sadly, the kind of smile only someone who has experienced great hardship has. A smile I'm all too familiar with. Me too, friend. I probably have to disagree. That was a bit cringy what I just said, but whatever. Still, that's nice of you to say. We may not know each other well, but you wanted us to go on without you for our own safety. You even tried to have a sense of humor about it. That counts for something. My statement is far from grand, yet he becomes distinctly bashful all of a sudden. Twitching his legs with each step, he hangs his head and mumbles his next phrase. Sadly, he seems unaccustomed to receiving praise. Oh, I want to hug him. That's true. Thank you for staying back with me. It's kind of nice. No need to thank me. Oh, right. I can't even show gratitude correctly, of course. What? I go to give him a look, but he's smiling. He looks less pitiful than usual. He almost seems content. Wait, how did he shift from that to content? While crossing Sinlos, how? Why, he's suspicious. I mean, I like him, but he's a little bit suspicious. I feel like he has some magical powers. It is not funny to make a joke out of thinking that way about yourself. If you don't want people to say things like that, then you shouldn't reject their thanks. Either I did right by thanking you, or I did wrong. Fine, you're welcome. This time, he lets out a real laugh, though a short one. I'm glad. He stretches his arms out in front of him and elongates his stride, so he's walking a bit ahead of me. It's wrong with me. Yes, exactly, what the heck? He's relaxed and completely unguarded. He's even fine with distancing himself from the light, and all the odd comments he said. Is he gonna try and kill me? Did I make the wrong choice? Lou, don't kill me. Then a thought strikes me. Maybe the reason he's so calm is... Oh yeah, this. What if he was coming out here to commit suicide? Like, let the Nixie eat him, because he seems so unconfident. It makes sense. But why would he want to die in such a tragic way? I don't know. Maybe he's related to, like, someone that died here? I don't know. Maybe the reason he's so calm is that he doesn't care what happens to him. My heart plummets into my gut. For a time, there is a relative peace in the silence between us, then Lou sighs heavily. I never could have seen myself in a situation like this. It seems things really aren't over until they're over. Did you think it was over? He doesn't answer immediately. When he does, the reply is accompanied by him grasping himself, like he might fall apart if he lets go. Yeah, I did. That would have been the normal outcome for the situation. Alone, lightless. I shouldn't have asked. I must have let a frown slip through because Lou smiles a non-smile. He stretches his hand behind his neck and gives a little chuckle. Something really is wrong with me. Somehow I feel lighter. Alright, well, maybe this is good. If he's feeling better than he was, then perhaps his view of himself will improve. I wonder who will still be left standing when this is truly all over. Is he the one that's gonna break the fourth wall or something? Like, is there gonna be someone in here that breaks the fourth wall and it's gonna be him? Like, is this gonna be foreshadowing that one of us, there will only be one of us in the end, and it's the main character? I don't know. What? Everyone will be. I know that isn't the truth, but I cannot bring myself to say anything else. This is the group we have now, and I will not let him believe it is a lost cause. You know that's not possible, don't you? Someone will go. You should focus on making sure it's someone else. If I have to sacrifice someone, it will be the guide. I will take his light, and I will throw him in. I like the guide. The guide is awesome, but right now, Kika has the most connection with Lou and Mamel. Until she gets to know the guide shall be the next sacrifice. Except he has the most experience crossing lake, that's my problem. If I can't sacrifice the guide... Oh, this is a hard decision. Bamel or Lou? Bamel or Lou? Lou, probably because I don't know him that well yet. I like his character, I like his, character design, but, Bamel, she's closer to Bamel. Bamel's her best friend. That would be tragic. Okay. You don't seem to be concerned with self-preservation. Oops, sorry guys. They came out more... I just sounded like a soccer mom there. Like a soccer mom from New York. That came out... Okay, whatever. That was cringy. That came out more hostile than I had expected. He doesn't mind it. True, but it's not the same for me. I'ma save real quick. I still don't know how I'm supposed to interact with a person like him. Making conversation is already not a strength I possess. Regardless, Lou echoing that sentiment was not something I had expected. The whispers from the lake, which had already grown, now speak faster and clearer. The individual words are almost audible. I'd likely be able to make them out if I knew the Nyx language. For a split second I wish I did. The light in the distance still drifts along in the same manner as it did when we first started walking, which I take to mean the path hasn't turned so far. Hopefully that means we're still on the right path. What? Are they in danger? Oh, but the light, it got brighter. What the heck? What? Wait, what? Okay, I'm genuinely shocked. Okay. It's strong enough that I have a chance to glance away for a second, but the next time I look, the light has grown. Ooh, the bridge is full of fire. I grab Lou's arm without thinking. He's standing there stiff, staring at the glow, eyes dull. We're going to run. To hell with the guide's order. If we don't go now, we will never go anywhere again. Lou doesn't respond. I give his arm a small tug and he appears to come to himself when he nods to me. I make the decision then I won't let go of his arm. I don't know what will happen to him if I do. We take off, the heat growing with each step. Dankness of the bridge means the fire is spreading slowly, but it makes me question how it began in the first place. Maybe they were arguing. There is no end to how wrong this place is. It takes 20 paces before the air around us ripples and starts folding into itself. Thick smoke pours over us, stinging like scorpions at my eyes. I cover my mouth with my free arm to keep breathing, and soon we're at the fire itself. The bridge lurches beneath us as if the beam supporting it started to give way, but thousands of flying sparks. Lou stumbles and pulls against me for support, but we keep our ground. I start pulling him through the blaze. We don't have time to gather our bearings. Who knows how long we have until the bridge collapses or is devoured by flames. We continue weaving across the bridges, shielding ourselves from the heat. I can see a faint figure in the distance through the smoke. As we draw closer, I realize it's Bamel. Yes! He didn't die. I press on to meet him, towing Lou alongside me. Bamel is absolutely beaming when he notices us, and I can't help but match the look of relief on his face as I approach him. What happened? I take a moment to steady my breathing after getting the most pressing question on my mind out. A group of prowlers were in our path. His solution to that was throwing an open flame at the damned monsters. He knew he'd be setting this entire place ablaze. It didn't matter. Did the guy leave you behind? Is he gone? I begin tersely at first, but as I speak, I can't help the worry leaking in my voice. Vamel, you left him. Are you so... You're such an idiot. Oh my god, we need him. We need him. Okay, the guide is not a man you need to worry about out here. I chose to stay back. There was plenty of light to go around thanks to him. I balk at him. That is not a plan, Vamel. You need a lantern to make it. What if we didn't find each other? Do you realize how easily you could have gotten yourself killed? The statement comes out surely as I clench my fist in frustration, but Mel mirrors my anger as he barks back at me. I've seen what happens at those left to catch up, Kika. They don't. I wasn't going to keep running this time and leave you behind. Swallowing my retort, I close my mouth and look up at him solemnly. After a moment, I sigh. This isn't the time for discussion, and after what Margaret went through, I can't blame him for the conclusion he came to. Oh no. Suddenly the bridges began to quake. Once more, don't kill me, don't kill me. We need to leave. Which way did the guide go? I don't know for sure, though he went off in that direction. The fog overtook him, but I didn't see him turn. That will work. Lou? Are you kidding me? I look around for him, realizing he's not with me anymore. At some point, I let go of his arm. Ah, oh, thank God. He's standing to the side, gaze glazed, transfixed on the darkness. I step forward and yank him back to my side. What are you doing? He flinches at the unexpected he looks like the type of character that would be overly flirtatious, yet he doesn't seem like that character. Because he's like the awkward, unconfident one. Whatever. He flinches at the look at that face. Does that not look like a face of a character that would be overly flirtatious? Okay, whatever. He flinches at the unexpected contact and looks attentively at me, but he doesn't offer an explanation. I'm sorry. That is all he ever says. I let go of him. Both of you, stay close. We are not going to separate again. We keep down the path, the flame still gradually gnawing on the planks behind us. The guide doesn't turn up, nor do any signs of him, but we push on. We will not stop moving. Dead end. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that. I flip back to face the others, my expression unaffected. I'm not going to allow panic to sap this group of judgment. Let's look for another branch. How far has this spread? Jesus. I resolutely begin retracing our path. The others follow without protest. Our regression is silent, except for our footfalls and the snapping of soggy wood attempting to burn. We frequently have to step over smoldering sections trying to come alight. At one point, we even have to walk one at a time sideways to avoid a wildly flickering small fire billowing out black smoke. Just as my spirit is beginning to dim, we come across different directions to take. Among all the forks, there are only two that aren't collapsed or two consumed by the fire to risk following. We're going to have to pick one! Mel sounds uncharacteristically doubtful of himself. Lou's gaze is flickering down either path. There's a palpable sense of anxiety coming from him. I don't know. I don't know which way. It's alright. But it's not alright. We have to have something to go off of. Anything at all. A cold sweat trickles its way down my back. Before anyone tries to randomly choose, a noise catches my attention. I hastily address the two. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I am going to leave the episode. So I'm going to save. I am really loving this game so far. I am so into it, okay? You do not understand. It is so good, okay? But anyways, I'm going to leave this episode here. This episode is about 5 minutes shorter than the previous one. If you want me to make it the same amount of time as the previous one, tell me, or do you want me to keep it at this time? My friend was the one that suggested I should make each episode shorter, so I did this time. So yeah, I think that's all I want to address. Leave some games for me to play in the comments down below. I'm running low. Mostly free games, of course, because I don't have a budget, and for games right now. And also, most of the games, like, Overwatch, House Flipper, those type of games don't work on my computer because they are too, like, let's just say they contain too much I guess, contain too much. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like down below. Tell me what you liked about it in the comments. If you want to become a subscriber of this channel, you want to see more content like this, press subscribe. If you want to be notified every time I post a video on this channel, you can click the gray bell button next to the subscribe button, and whenever I post a video, you will receive a notification on your phone, or if you have notifications turned on your laptop or computer. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.